Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be making this brick patio. We're actually building a greenhouse that's going to set right on top of this real soon, so stay tuned for that video. But stick around and I'll show you guys how we're going to build this. So I'm going to be building the greenhouse off of the shed, and it's going to be 6.5 feet wide and almost the full length of the shed as well. So I'm going to really need to level this out and prepare the ground for that patio to go down. I don't want anything shifting and moving around. Now every time I pull some dirt out of this with my tractor, there's a ton of roots that it gets caught on, bigger than my tractor can pull out, so I have to get the axe out and chop those up and move them out of the way. This also seems like it was a dump. Someone put a ton of trash, bricks, cinder blocks, plastic, glass bottles, so every time I see that, I'm sifting that out and making sure I throw that away as well. I think it took close to 20 wheelbarrow loads of dirt out of this section, and that finally leveled this out so I can move on to the next step. Now that this is all level, I'm going to drag a pile of gravel that I have nearby onto this section. I'm going to try to put close to 2 to 3 inches of gravel across this, and that will be much more stable than the dirt for a base under that patio. Next, I'm going to come through with a hand compactor and try to pack in some of this gravel so it doesn't settle. I tried to rent one of these motorized walk-behind compactors, and the local rental shop has one, but it was currently broken down. They said it was going to be about a week before they had it running again, and I didn't want to wait that long. The walk-behind hand compactors work really well. They do a much better job, and they're a lot less work. So if you have the opportunity to rent one of those, I think they wanted $50 a day. Definitely worth it in my opinion, because we first compacted the gravel, and now we're going to compact that sand over top of this after we're done spreading it. Again, we're going to be putting 2 to 3 inches of sand over top of this gravel. This levels out really well, and it makes it easy to lay bricks down on top. If you're putting gravel underneath, a piece of gravel could really throw off the brick, and it kind of rocks back and forth. This sand will fit those bricks perfectly. We're going to level this out, pack it down in with that hand compactor again, and take out any settling over time. And then we're going to come back through and make sure that this is leveled out using a board, and we're going to run that across and kind of scrape over top of the sand and see where the low spots are. So we're going to keep doing that until we have everything leveled out and there are no low spots left. We're going to start building the patio using these cinder blocks as a border. This helps hold in all the bricks and keep them in place, but it's also going to be where we're going to be building the greenhouse on top of. I'm going to build a wall right across this, boxing in this patio. These cinder blocks are a lot heavier and more stable than the bricks, and they won't move around nearly as much, so it works great for a border holding everything together. Once the border's set, all we need to do now is fill it in with bricks. Now we're doing a simple pattern where the bricks, you just put 2 of them together, you do 2 vertical, 2 horizontal. It creates a cool pattern when finished, but I'm sure this has a name. If you know that name, let me know down in the comment section. I'd love to know what that is. The previous owner of our house actually left this massive pile of old bricks, and I've been trying to use them up in different projects, and this is the last one we're going to be able to do with it because it ended up being just the right amount that we needed for this patio. Now these bricks are old, most of them are used before, they're all different sizes and shapes, and lots of them have mortar from the joints where they were mortared together and paint on others. So this is going to be a much more rustic look than if you went and bought brand new bricks. All the bricks have been laid, and now I'm going to mix up some mortar, and I'm going to do this really runny because I'm going to be pouring this over top of the bricks and letting it run down into all the joints in between. Now you could easily do the same thing with sand and fill that in. It will help hold all the bricks in place. They won't rock around or move around at all. It'll be much more stable, but we don't want anything growing up in between all those gaps. This is going to be a greenhouse. We might end up dropping seeds on there, and I don't want to have to be weeding inside the greenhouse. So we're going to pour that concrete over top, and I'm going to come back once I'm done with this and try to clean off those bricks so that it's a nice looking brick patio instead of just the smeared concrete over top. Now I'm sure adding this mortar in here will give a little bit more strength to the patio, but this is only 2 inches of concrete in between each of these bricks. That's not that much, and I'm sure over time that this is going to crack and shift around a little bit, and I'm fine with that. The main reason why we're using concrete is to sort of seal it and keep any seeds from growing up through those bricks. So if you want to use sand instead, that should definitely work. Now to clean this off, I'm going to come back with a broom and start sweeping off the tops of the bricks before the concrete fully dries. Now this is only about 10-15 minutes after I poured it, and it looked like the sky was going to open up and just soak this whole area. So I'm trying to clean this off quickly before it starts pouring. I don't want it to get too wet or else it will wash out the mortar in between all those joints. So I'm actually going to cover this up and have to come back the next morning as soon as it gets daylight enough and start cleaning this off then. So it rained most of the night, and really heavy rain too, so it was a good call to cover this up and to kind of protect it from all of that rain. But now it's going to be much harder to get that concrete off of each of those bricks, so I'm going to come through and hopefully be able to take that off. Now this is at least 9 or 10 hours after when I poured the mortar over top, and it is slowly coming off with the broom, but it's not aggressive enough to get it off very easily, and this is going to take a lot of time and effort trying to scrub this off. So ideally you'd want to do this probably 2-3 hours after you pour the mortar over top, and it would come off much easier with just a little bit of water and gently sweeping with the broom. Now I'm going to try a wire brush to scrub each of these bricks off, and this works great. It cleans off all the concrete off of those bricks, but this is very time intensive. So I'm going to try this for a little bit and then try something else. So I thought of the pressure washer. It is very aggressive on the concrete, so you don't want to hit those joints at all. Just be very careful and only get the bricks, but this cleans it off really easily and makes this go a lot quicker. Now we did want to have sort of a rustic look to this. We didn't want it to look brand new, and obviously with the bricks that we chose, they're very rough and jagged, so it's gonna look rustic. Now the concrete in between and a little bit of the concrete over top gives us sort of that old cobblestone look that we were wanting to go for. So we're really happy with how this turned out. The pressure washer did a great job cleaning this off. Because the bricks are all different sizes, a few are a little bit thinner than others, so I am going to have to come back once I'm done with that and use the brush just to clean off those lower bricks. It looks like there was close to 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch of concrete over some of these, so it definitely needed the brush in order to clean that out. Now that will just about finish up the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please hit that like button down below, let me know. Also, if you have any thoughts or comments about this, any questions, let me know in the comment section. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. If you're interested in seeing how the greenhouse turns out in one of my next videos, stay tuned for that. If it's already out, I'll leave the link at the end of this video. You can click on that and follow it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Here's a few videos I've handpicked that I think you guys might like. Go check those out and enjoy.